Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Hunatar Ismail. We are continuing to talk about section 2, skeletal system. Bone development. Most bones develop from cartilage. What is the cartilage? It is a tough but flexible connective tissue. This is the definition of the cartilage. In the second month of fetal development, much of the skeleton is made up of cartilage. During the third month, osteocytes begin to develop and release minerals that lodge in the space between the cartilage cells, turning the cartilage to bone. The process by which cartilage is slowly replaced by bone as a result of the deposition of minerals is called ossification. Most fetal cartilage is eventually replaced by bone. However, some cartilage remains, lending flexibility to the area between bones at the end of the nose, in the outer ear, and along the inside of the trachea. A few bones, such as some parts of the skull, develop directly into hard bone without forming cartilage first. In these cases, the osteocytes are initially scattered randomly throughout the embryonic connective tissue, but soon fuse into layers and become flat plates of bone. In the skull, suture lines can be seen where the plates of bone meet. Now we are going to talk about bone elongation. Bones continue to develop after person's birth, between early childhood and late adolescence. Bone cells gradually replace the cartilage in long bones of limbs, such as the arms and legs. Bone elongation takes place near the end of long bone in an area known as the epiphyseal plate. The epiphyseal plate is composed of cartilage cells that divide and form columns, pushing older cells toward the middle of the bone. As the older cells die, they are replaced by new bone cells. Growth continues until bone has replaced all the cartilage in the epiphyseal plate. At this point, bones no longer elongated, and a person has usually reached full height. This is the figure of epiphyseal plate. It's a long bone. This region is epiphyseal plate. Okay, so this one is new bone. This cartilage is replaced by bone, so it's a new bone. Okay, again, when it's bone elongation happen, new blood vessel is formed. This is cartilage cells. Okay, cartilage cells. So you can see here long bone growth. This is the direction of the growth of long bone. Now joints. What is joints? Joints, the place where two bones meet, is known as joint. Three major kinds of joints are found in the human body. We have fixed, we have semi-movable, and we have movable. Fixed joint. Fixed joint prevent movement, so there is no movement. They are found in the skull, where they securely connected the bone plates and permit no movement of those bones. Semi-movable joints. Semi-movable joints permit limited movement. There are movement, but a limited movement. For example, semi-movable joints hold the bones of the vertebral column in a place and allow the body to bend and twist. The vertebrae of the spine are separated by discs of cartilaginous tissue. These tough springy discs compress and absorb shocks that could damage the fragile spinal cord. Semi-movable joints are also found in the rib cage, where long strands of the cartilage connect the upper 10 pairs of ribs to the sternum, allowing the chest to expand during breathing. Now, movable joint. All the other joints in the body are movable joints. These joints enable the body to perform a wide range of movement and activities. Movable joints include hinge, ball and socket, pivot, saddle, and gliding joint. An example of hinge joint is found in elbow, which allows you to move your forearm upward and downward like a hinged door. An example of ball and socket joints is the shoulder joint, which enables you to move your arm up, down, forward and backward, as well as rotate it in a complete circle. The joints formed by the top two vertebrae of your spine is an example of the pivot joint. It allows you to turn your head from side to side as when shaking your head no. The saddle joint found at the base of each thumb allows you to rotate your thumbs and helps you grasp objects with your hand. Finally, gliding joints allow bone to slide over one another. Examples are the joints between the small bones of your foot, which allow your foot to flex when you walk. So this is the figure of the movable joints. This one is fixed joint, suture of the head. Pivot, this is pivot. Semi-movable, we have vertebral column. Hinge joint, elbow. We see here saddle joint. Ball and socket, and we have gliding joint. Joint structure. Joints such as the knee are often subjected to a great deal of pressure and stress, but their structure is well suited to meet these demands. As in movable joints, the parts of the bone that come in contact with each other are covered with the cartilage, which protect the bone surface from friction. Tough bands of connective tissue called ligaments hold the bones of the joints in place. The surface of the joints that are subjected to a great deal of pressure are lined with tissue that secrete lubricant substances called synovial fluid. Synovial fluid helps protect the ends of bones from damage by friction. Damage to the knee joint can cause swelling in the compartment that contains synovial fluid. The term arthritis is used to describe disorder that causes painful swollen joints. There are two forms of arthritis that affect joints. Rheumatoid arthritis develops when the immune system begins to attack body tissue. The joints become inflamed, swollen, stiff, and deformed. Osteoarthritis is a degenerative joint disease in which the cartilage converting the surface of bone becomes thinner and rougher. As a result, bone surfaces rub against each other, which is sent by the nerves in the periosteum and causes severe discomfort. This is the structure of the joint. This is femur, bone of the femur. This is tibia. These two bone meets, so this place is called joint. This is the patella. We have synovial fluid, the cartilage at the end of the bone, ligament binding bone to bone, and this is fibula.